Good, good morning. I've been, whew, it's been a great morning. I'm laugh crying because today's just been a great day. The Lord's been showing some things to me and kind of healing my heart in different areas because we go through life and we need to oh, thank you, Lord. We need to have areas in our life that get healed. I was listening to one of my favorite podcasters. His name is Adam with Faith Labs, LABZ. And I linked one of his, actually, I linked his podcast for today in this, and today's lesson is kind of based off of this because of what it means to me. And the name of today is So This Is Love, and I don't know if this is allowed or not. If it's not, then I'll take this down and I'll try to do this over. But this was my wedding song, the Cinderella song. By Eileen Woods. It's an ancient song, but I might play some. Anyway, so this morning I was listening to Adam, and he was talking about how love isn't love. Not the English word isn't love. The Greek people would argue that love is different. And I even say that love isn't love, the way that we think about it in our English language. Love is made up of many different facets. The Greeks say it's eros, storge, philia, and agape, those four. So what they each mean is eros is romantic and it's desire. Like, like you have, ooh, wow. Hey baby, come on. That type thing. And it depends on attraction. Storge is family love or family affection, and it depends on being family. Philia is friendship, and it depends on it depends on a friendship. It depends on you and another person being friends, and um, and then agape is a love that decides. It's God's love. So he was saying that each one of these, eros, storge, and philia, they all three depend on the action of another person. They'll stop if one of these things stops being. So if someone decides, like, I don't know, say my husband would have decided, you're not romantic to me anymore, you're not attractive to me anymore, then he would have turned his back to me. If my family decided to, like my children, they decided, I don't want you in my life anymore. That was their decision to make. It wasn't mine. And that's kind of what this today's podcast is about, because I was listening to Adam talk about these types of love, and he was saying that three of these, philia, friendship, stops. I've had many friends that have stopped being my friends. Just tell me, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't like you anymore. I'm going. And it's like, okay, I can't stop you. And if you don't want to be around me, you don't have to. There's the door. Or, either you can leave or I can leave, depending on where we are. And, just keep praying for those people, because the ones that did that, we were really close. Really close. Like one of them in particular, I had my own bedroom at their house. And then all of a sudden one day it's like, you can't come back. I don't like, I don't, it was something about the way that I said, something I said. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, that's the kind of things that where, and when I have a friend, when someone is truly my friend, I open my heart and I love them. I you become family. The Bible in another language uses friendship as the word family. They're interchangeable. I think it's the Hebrew or Aramaic language. I know it's not the Greek, but it's one of those. And Jesus, it's used when Jesus says, I call you my friends. I no longer call you my servants. I call you my friends. And he's saying you're family to me now. So he's making a choice then, and even that choice, not from him, but from other people, that choice is a love that once they decide I don't want it anymore, will die quickly on a daily basis. It does, because it's not being nurtured. And I was listening to Adam about these four, and he says, whew, the fourth one, agape. Um, Agape is a love that doesn't die. It decides. Jesus decided to love us so much that he gave himself. And when you truly agape someone, it's a decision that you make. I decide that I'm going to love my children. So no matter what, and this happens to be about my daughter today, my youngest one. Ooh. And I don't know why today is like this, but it just is. And there's nothing she can do to stop me from loving her. It was after her dad passed. Well, before then, because I wouldn't help her with her divorce. And she got so mad at me. You won't help me. You're not backing me. You're not listening to me. You're not. And it's like, I can't help you do something that I don't believe in. And this is gonna rub some people raw, but for me, marriage is for life. I married my first husband, Eddie. I married him for life, and there were a couple of times I really considered divorce, and he did too. But we made it through because of God, because the grace of God coming in and saying, "Hey, Christy, you need to forgive. You need to go apologize. You need to go do your part." And he did Eddie that way too, because uh, I was not quick to repent with, with Eddie. We met when we were young, and so we grew up together. And young love and young people need to learn that you need some staying power. In other words, I went into this marriage and I told him I don't believe in divorce. So you better make sure before we do this that this is for life. I'm not backing out. I mean, there were times in our lives where I really did. It was just, he drank a lot and he was mean during those times. I was left at home alone in the country with no car, no phone, no friends, no anybody, just the children. And I need people. I need to be around people. Even though y'all see me here at my office all the time, I still have to, I go out and I get around people because I need that connection. Everybody needs that connection. I read that post yesterday where a man said, I just don't like anybody to touch me anymore. I don't want anybody to touch me anymore. I don't like it. And I don't believe that's true because we're all created to need another human being's touch. I have a friend who just she would rather be a recluse, except for when I come over. I don't know what it is. She and I just have this strange relationship. She's like, I just love it when you come over. I'm like, okay, I'll come over. And maybe one day she'll come over to my house. We'll see. But anyway, my daughter, let's get back. Ooh, come back. My daughter can't stop me from loving her. We had a disagreement for years. And then when her dad passed, it's like the two youngest ones, well, actually, all of them turned against me. But the two older ones turned back. And things got better with them. And I mean, they're amazing. But the two youngest ones turned away and left. I mean, my youngest daughter left me at the hospital the morning that her dad passed. She's like, nope, can't handle you. I'm leaving. It's like this is when we need each other. This is when families need to come together. That's not when they need to scatter. They need to come together. And let's support each other because maybe not. Who knows? I can't unspill spilled milk, you know. So, but our relationship kept going down and down and down and down. And before her papa died, before her dad died, she would just be very. Her tone was not that nice, and even her dad would say, "Hey, don't talk to your mama like that. I won't allow it." Well, he was after he passed, he wasn't there to stop her, and nobody else was either. And I didn't have a backbone. He was my backbone. And to a degree. He was my backbone when it came to telling the kids you can't do that to your mom. But other things, I don't know that I don't want to go into those other things. So, because this is what we're talking about today. But then there came a point in a time where she was under a lot of stress. And I couldn't support her. I wasn't at a point where I could support her. I had gone through the grieving process of with my first husband. I had met Robert, and we were getting married. I called her to tell her that, hey, Robert has proposed to me, and I have accepted, and we're getting married. And then I told her when we were getting married, and she was just determined. So I'm your bridesmaid, right? I'm your bridesmaid. I'm like, no, you're not. There's only one person that I would have standing next to me, and she did, and that's Karen Smith Thomas. She's my right hand. She's my left hand. She's that friend that is always going to be there. She's that friend that's family. That's what she is. And I told my daughter, no, you're not, because that's a position that is and should be reserved for someone that stands next to you all through your life, that doesn't walk off and leave you, that doesn't leave you in your hardest time, that doesn't leave you no matter what. And so that's where that was. And that made her even more angry. It hurt her feelings, and I'm sorry that it hurt her feelings, but you can't come up and demand to be someone's bridesmaid or matron of honor or something like that. That's just not the way it is. Everybody did have uh, a role and a title in our wedding, and hers was to fix the music because I couldn't figure it out, and she could, and to drive me to the event center where we got married. She didn't like those two roles, and it made her even more angry. And then 2 weeks later, we flew to Tampa for two of my grandsons' graduation, and oh gosh, that was the year that it flooded. The whole South flooded. The planes were, flights were canceled, cars and everything like that couldn't get through. I mean, if we would have wanted to come to Texas, we would have had to go up, way over and down. But we kept going to the airport and waiting to get on and it was canceled. Waiting to get on it and it was canceled. Waiting to get on it. The last time, um, she had turned in the rental car because we thought, well, this is it. We're getting on and we're turning in the rental car. Well, that was a mistake. I don't know if it was or not because she wanted to rent a car and drive back. And I'm like, no. I told Robert, my new husband, I said, there is no way I'm going to get in a car with a person that is that angry and that resentful towards me. I am not going to do it. And speaks to me in such harsh tones. I mean, y'all, it was harsh. Am I saying these things to bring up the past? No. I'm saying these things so that it is understood that I have to forgive her. I have to decide to forgive her. I decide to forgive her. I do decide to forgive her. I do decide to forget that part of my life. I do decide to love her. And there's nothing that daughter can do, ever do, that is going to change that. She can't stop me from loving her. I wrote this down so I would remember it. My son can't stop me from loving him. And he loves me. And he told me, I love you, Mom. I just can't deal with you right now. I'm like, okay, that's good. That's good. But God is the same way. He is agape love. His love cannot be stopped by anyone because he is love. No, so no matter what you have said, no matter what you have done, no matter what you ever will do, say anything like that, even if you deny him to your last breath and don't come in communion with him, he'll still love you. Even when you say, I don't believe in him, that's okay because he believes in you. That's okay because he loves you. That's okay because he is love. And your innermost being is crying out for love, for agape love. And I encourage you to do this. If you say, I don't love you and I don't believe in you, challenge God in this. He's already proven his love in that. He took all of our sin from one end to eternity. And he's been the one that was punished and crucified. He took it to the cross. You were in him when he did this. Otherwise, hush, hush. Otherwise, you would not be eligible. Bean, down. I have to try to edit this out. You would not be eligible if you weren't in him. You would not be eligible to live with him in eternity. Okay, somebody's at my door. So, it's my mother is coming in. Okay. So anyway, so this is my challenge to you, is to say, God, if you really love me, I don't even know if I would use that term or not, but God, show me how you love me. Challenge him in a way that only you could know. I think that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that is. Find out what the agape love is from God, and live that life. Okay. I dropped a link to Adam's Faith Lab, this one about love is not love, in the bottom, and I wanted just a moment to. I may have to. If I knew how, I would drop this song. I'll drop a link to that song. It's the Cinderella song. It might be your wedding song. Who knows? All right. If you like this content, just drop a link. Hit the subscribe, drop a comment in the bottom, share, come back and see me. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.